So he has been, he's now no longer here in the kennels. Friday we had Emma and Evie. They had to be revaccinated this week due to our kennel license. Evidently, we cannot get a kennel license if we have any dogs that do not have their rabies vaccination from the United States. And those two had theirs from the breeder itself. So we asked Parrot Equine Association, who does our vaccinations for rabies, and he came down and he revaccinated them, which is not a problem, so that we can get our kennel license updated, which is awesome. Let's see, Oliver is here. He is being boarded until Monday or Tuesday, and Oliver is from the Bumpy and Moxie litter. He is going to be 10 in late March. So he's here for a little bit. He's been staying in the laundry building and just loving the attention that he's getting as people come and go. So he's doing really well. Little Wilson, he was away, had an overnight for a couple of nights with Tracy. Tracy needed a nap today before she came in to help out. But I think Wilson had a blast with Bella. I saw you posted it everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know where to post it, and I forgot where I did. I should just send them to you, and you can post it.
So he did really well over at Tracy's playing with Bella. We also tried him, because we don't have anybody to play with him here. I suggested to Chris, why don't we see how him and Duke would be together? Because Duke is a little bit bigger, but he's such a laid-back boy. So the best place that we could do it, we didn't have the arena at the time. I think Janine was in here. So we brought him over to ice, and we just let them play. And they, they were a little mouthy with each other, but it was just playing. That's all that they were doing. So Duke is so laid back that, he kind of lets Wilson do what Wilson wants to. But at the same time, he overpowers Wilson by, at one point, he had him pinned to the floor and wouldn't let him up. But they were just playing. No one was getting hurt. So there's a good possibility that we can actually put Duke and Wilson together and let them run on Puppy Hill or on Flatfield. And they should be fine for at least a couple of months. So until that testosterone starts kicking in on the both of them, and then we're in trouble. But speaking of Duke, he actually went on an overnight with me the other night. Maybe it was Sunday, maybe last week. Maybe on Sunday, I think it was. I brought him home. I don't remember. All the days blend here. But I wanted to see how he would do, whereas he's still on the laid back, a little bit of a shy side, how he would do with my trip. So I had Watson and Gabby and Colton at home, and he did really well. He would watch all the dogs play. Colton wanted him to chase him, but when he caught Colton didn't like that. So, and then he's just too intimidated by the way that Watson and Gabby played together, because they play tough. He would run chasing after them, but as soon as they started playing at each other in a rough manner, he would run back over to me. So he loved it. He was so good. No accidents in the house except for one, which was my own fault. He did get up on my bed, which is a really tall bed, and he somehow or another managed to crawl his way up there. He got in between my husband and I, got up, sniffed my husband's ear, and then started barking at him, like, what are you doing on my bed? So my husband just very politely said, get off the bed. And he laid down on his cot with the rest of the troop. So he was really good. I really liked him. He's such a character. And the last thing that I have here is Casper. Casper was here today to visit. He usually comes on Sundays when Jen and Chuck can come and help out around here. Casper is from the Jasper and Chaos litter, and he will be 10 in the end of October. So he was here. He looks great. He was wearing this stunning red coat, and he was just running up and down the hill on ice today. So he was doing super good. So he looks great. And that's all that I have. What kind of questions you guys have?
Okay, let's see. Crafty, what are your impressions of the pups this week?
Oh, they're cute. They're really cute, and they are getting mobile. I do agree with Carlene that I think that the pups are being handled too much. Let them be pups. Let them figure it out, including Nan. You know, I did bring her to the vet earlier this week. The vet looked at her, looked inside, made sure there was no cleft mouth going on, that there was no reason why she can't be drinking. Listened to her heart. Her heart was kind of racing a little bit, but that was only because I think, it was cold. She's taken away from all these people. She's shoved inside of my coat for the drive there. You know, I think there's just so much going on that her poor little heart was kind of racing. Yes, she does have a little bit of a shallow breathing. She breathes a lot quicker than the rest of them, but it's just going to be one of those things where we're just going to watch. The vet also is watching on the cameras to see how she's doing. She hasn't lost any more weight. She has been nursing pretty well, but again, you know, it took a long time for Haley to get that pup going. I don't know what the prognosis of her is going to be, and the vet agreed. You bring her in for more and more tests and poked and prodded and everything else, and you know, is it fair for the pup? So right now, we're at a standstill. We're just going to watch and see how she does. She's been crawling all over Capri. She has been nursing, so I am not too concerned. We're just going to take it day by day.
Good. And Carla, CP from North Carolina, what were their weights today, especially Nan?
I don't know what the weights were. I was up top probably for half hour, 45 minutes today. So I don't know if they were weighed. I don't know what the weights are.
Okay, Lila May from Ohio. Hope you're feeling better, Lynn.
I am, thank you.
And Crafty, how is Jagger?
Jagger's doing really well. He actually went to home with Haley. Haley's parents are both at home right now, and they said that he can stay there as long as he needs to, where they can be bringing him out and giving him all that special attention that he does, that he loves, that he's used to it. So they are, they've asked very nicely. You know, I said, sure. You know, I'll be getting him back on Wednesday because he does have a vet appointment. But he is doing great. And we'll see what happens at the next vet appointment. That's this week.
That's awesome. Okay, White Birch. I hope you're feeling better. Are you the person who has been taking Nan to see Dr. George? Are there goals if she doesn't meet that she will be going back? Will she be going back to the vet if she doesn't meet certain goals? Is she going to Dr. George?
Yeah.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah, I brought her over to see him. Again, he is watching the cameras, so he is watching her breathing, watching her moving. Again, it's important that we all just let her be, let her move around, let her find Capri, not steer her, not take her head and put it, you know, for her to eat. Let her figure it out. Let her be a pup.
Okay. Bob V from Minnesota. Did the snow present any challenges the last few days?
Oh, that snow is brutal.
It's going to be the ice tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be tough tomorrow. It's going to be very, very, very cold air is coming in. It was just your typical, we don't have Carly's car, so we don't have a plow, so we've been using the tractors to plow the area and move the snow around. And that is what's going on right now. Bud is actually moving some more snow, so if it does start icing up, we'll be able to get some sand on here. But it was raining today also, so we had ice, with snow on top of ice, and rain on top of snow. So it's a little bit difficult to walk out here. We really have to watch our step. I was out there snow blowing and got the hole up top taken care of. That was all clear. And, you know, everybody just pitches in when we can. When the vet arrived here to give the rabies shots, Matt just so happened to come around the corner and say, hey, do you want me to take over the snow blowing? Absolutely. You know, I was drenched. It was fun.
Yeah, he was doing it with the tractor the other day. It looks good up there.
Yeah, it does. Our skating rink looks wonderful.
Okay. Dee Dee from Mass. Why did Carl become a perfect pet versus a service dog?
So Carl was in service dog training for a long time. He hates traffic, period. You bring him, you're walking him, a car goes by, a truck goes by, and he cuts right out in front of you. He will try to get into any doorway whatsoever just to get away from traffic. So not only was it traffic that was the issue, he had no focus on us whatsoever. He was just too afraid of what could come up behind him, or that vehicle coming at you, or that person over there. He had no focus on us. He was too worried about what was going on around him. So that's why we ended up, after he's already 2 years old, at 2 years old, if we haven't worked out all the bugs with them, then they are going to become permanent pets.
Sounds like he's doing great too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot where I left off. Crafty. Glad to hear Oliver is doing well as a senior Dane. He is a litter mate of Harry, douche doggy, and older brother of Dash and Wendy.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Nice. And Jeannie from Florida, is Sarah W. sick?
Yes, Sarah W. is sick. She is on the mend, and we will be seeing her back here on Wednesday. So she'll be back.
And Sergeant Pepper, she took a picture of some of the puppies, I think. Crafty, did Bianca have a third date?
Bianca had 4 dates. Yeah, so she was bred, I know. She was bred every other day up until the 3rd day she was bred, and then I knew that Trip would be leaving on the 4th. Her tie on the 3rd was not that long. It was still 15 minutes, but usually they're a little bit longer. So I said, we might as well put them together and see what happens. And they ended up tying for over 40 minutes.
Wow.
So, and at that point, Trip had a nice warm shower and went back home where he is absolutely loved. They are so cute together, though. They really were. They would just look at me. Their 2 heads would be together. They're almost the same height, and that same, European head that they both had. Oh my God! I can't wait to see puppies. They are going to be beautiful.
Yeah, she told me all about it yesterday.
Did she?
Yeah.
Tell you how I haven't been bringing her home. I'm sure she's been complaining, but I'm very excited. I have only, I'd say probably 3 or 4 more days, and I can bring her home. I can't bring her home if she is still flagging, or because of Watson, he will beat the snot out of Holden. So, yeah.
Okay, Lalame. Will the carpeting be replaced in 10? Pups have been eating more of it. Thank you.
Actually, I have the Home Depot in Saugus who has put a ton of carpet remnants aside for us. It's just a matter of getting there. I'm going to be bringing my truck up here shortly to bring a desk up. I will be going to Saugus with the truck so I can put all the carpeting inside of it to get it down here. Normally we would use one of the trailers, but with the snow and the ice and everything, and not having Carlene's vehicle here, we have no way of towing it. So I'll be driving the truck up one day, and I will go and get that. And we have a few other kennels that need a little bit of TLC when it comes to the carpeting.
Yeah, they like to beat that up. Okay, Indy Dunes. Hi, Lynn. Are you looking forward to Bianca's first litter of pups? Will Moira and Alexis be fed separately from now on?
So that dog fight that happened the other night with Moira, that wasn't Alexis that was here, that was actually Duke. And I think it was just over food. It's a food issue that Moira seems to have. Because honestly, I don't think Duke has that rough bone in his body. He's so laid back. So yes, Moira will be fed separately. Who would have thought? I would have put Moira and Duke together thinking that it would have been fine, but clearly it wasn't.
Yeah.
So Duke is fine. I checked him out the next day. Stacy did everything right. She reported it to me. He's fine. So moving forward, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah. Live and learn.
Yeah.
Okay, Crafty. Casper was from the first litter born on camera. Chaos is Chuppies. Crafty, do you think Nan might have the same feeding disorder is Anna and Tilly?
No, Anna and Tilly had megasophagus, the enlargement of an esophagus. That is not the case with Nan, because she has been drinking, she can drink. I believe it's just that rapid breathing is part of the issue, and the fact that she went so long without oxygen when she was first born. So I think that has a lot in play.
And Crafty asked about Moira and Alexis, which was Moira and Duke. You know what happened, and will they be separated? You just explained that.
Yep.
So, be short. When will Colleen get her car back so she can plow? I asked at mail call, and Colleen got sidetracked by Matt entering.
Yeah, so Caroline has a lot of mouse damage to her car. She realized that she had an issue when her heat wasn't working, and the mice had chewed through wiring. So her car needs a whole new wiring harness, which we've also had to replace on one of the RAVs before, which we go through the insurance on that, so that's fine. But she has a very pricey damage that these mice have caused, including the headliner and all the gasket seals around her sunroof. So that's all going to have to get pulled out, replaced, and I think what is happening right now is they're still waiting on the insurance company. Once they have the check and they order the parts, it does take a week or so, I believe, to get that wiring harness in. And then, of course, putting it in. That's a job and a half.
For those of them people to do it.
Right.
These days.
Yep. So hopefully, the tractors are doing a good job, though.
Yeah.
And I just paid what, 35 gallons of diesel, so we've got enough to go for a while.
And Colleen's not running into anything.
No, not yet.
Okay, Crafty, what is the status of Jasmine and Chip, who are almost 2.5 years old?
Jasmine is going to be a service dog. She is doing very well with her training, and I have somebody lined up for her. It's just a matter of aligning some time for that person to get here, to stay in the guest house, to be matched, etc. As far as Chip is going to go out as a perfect pet also. I have just spoke to one of our volunteers today who told me that she is finally ready for a Dane, and I said, well, what about Chip? So she's going to give it a trial run because she does have a female dog at home. Wants to see, it's a pretty laid back female, but it's a female, and Chip is a female. So we're going to wait until the end of next week. We'll put them together. We'll see how they do. If they do well, then she will be adopting Chip. If they don't do well, I do have other applicants as 4 perfect pets. However, all of our staff and volunteers always have first dibs on them. And we have to be very careful where Chip goes, because she's another one who doesn't like the city life. She's more of a country bumpkin who likes just to, relaxing, not a lot of traffic, and some of the applicants that we do have live on very busy roads, etc., which wouldn't be a good match for Chip. So we have to keep that into consideration.
She's great, too. She's going to be a great pet.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, will a replacement for Linda be hired, or will Colleen and you continue to share the duties?
I actually have one of our other staffs who does the scheduling, Kim. You see her here. She does a lot of the kennel cleaning a few times a week. She is going to be helping me out.
Well, glad it was that way instead of straight.
Right? So that was snow falling off of the arena roof, that loud noise you just heard. But Kim is going to be helping me 3 days a week doing some of the administrative duties, which would be great. She's a very organized person. Donna has really stepped up to the plate. She's done all the calendars with Laura's help. Anybody who gives us a call and says, I still haven't received my calendar, I've just been pushing those emails right over to Donna, and she's been hopping on them right away and making sure that everybody, customer service has been met. So, as a team, we're getting through it.
It's working. Hey, Crafty, at what age will Capri's pups be relocated to the ICU kennels?
I am actually, we spoke to a few people. We're speaking to a few more people about getting radiant flooring done. So the flooring has to be done, and then we're going to have it ceramic tiles on top of that to keep them. We have a few things out on that need to be encapsulated so that the puppies, as they get bigger, don't chew on. So we're pretty much puppy proofing at the moment while we're waiting for the flooring to be installed. And then once that is done, we'll be moving fluffies out, we'll be moving things except that the puppies are going to need. And so I'm hoping shortly after Capri leaves that the puppies will be able to come down and be in the ice house with that camera on. So I'm going to need everybody to be watching them also. And then hopefully we'll have Bianca ready to go. She'll be up at the house to deliver that litter without too much commotion between two different litters. So that's the plan of attack. I'm just really waiting right now for somebody to get back to me with the radiant flooring. That's our next step.
Okay, Lila May, thank you, Lynn and Tracy. You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Pet person from Pennsylvania. I recall all the past litters, all the babies roamed freely unless Mama had to go out. Why are they cooped up in the laundry bins? Just wondering, they must want to stretch.
Oh, you mean the laundry baskets? They're outgrowing those. Caroline and I were talking about that earlier today. So within the next day or so, I would say that those laundry bins are going to be used for laundry because they're just getting too big.
Yeah, Sam answered that too. Dee Dee says the baskets are leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, Crafty, have you considered a larger puppy containment area, mini pen, in place of the baskets?
We put them in the baskets because we also have heat socks, actually. They're socks that have rice in them that we microwave to get them to be warm. And then we put them all in the basket so they're the one big puppy pile. That way when Capri or the mother gets up, we know that all of the pups are together and safe, especially if we have to run to the vet's office. And we have to bring all the puppies with us, with the mother, and it's just easier to grab a basket and go.
Yeah, they're nice baskets too.
Yeah.
Lila May, teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely.
That's right.
Okay, it's almost 4 o'clock and we're all done with questions from what I can see.
Awesome.
The dogs are getting hungry.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go feed. You guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Stay warm, stay happy, keep smiling, and we'll see you later. It's a wrap. Bye, guys.
Bye.